folks, we just had breaking news about 10 minutes ago, so let's get right into these stories. So here we go. Breaking news just tweeted at 11:44 a.m. by Adam Schefter. Philadelphia has agreed to trade Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts in exchange for a 2021 third round pick, that's a steal, and a conditional 2022 second round pick that could turn into a first. This is absolutely perfect it's absolutely perfect for both clubs. Philadelphia, they had two good quarterbacks. Carson Wentz, he didn't even want to be there anymore. He wasn't making it work. So they go with Jalen Hurts, a rookie who wants to prove himself, who can be molded a little bit more. So Philadelphia wins there, and then the Colts win because they're just a quarterback plug and play away. They kind of, bridged the season with Phillip Rivers this season, got him to the playoffs. Not bad. They actually played really good, actually. So Carson Wentz, we know, is a serviceable quarterback. He's good. He just can't stay healthy. That's the one knock that we have on Carson Wentz. But I believe Philadelphia and the Colts both win on this trade. Philadelphia really didn't, the Colts really didn't give up that much. They gave up a third round pick in this year's draft. All right. And then a 2022 draft that could turn into a first round pick. So if it turns into a first round pick, Philadelphia, that's a kind of solid win for them because I only like first round picks. If it's still a second round pick, then the Colts won the trade 100%. But let's go into what Carson Wentz did this year. Obviously, this was his worst season because he was throwing so many interceptions, and I just want to kind of point this out that this is a great fit for both parties. Carson Wentz gets to move on, a fresh start, a clean slate, folks. He was kind of the face of Philadelphia. Then when he went down, and then Nick Foles made that magical playoff run and won the Super Bowl, things turned sour right after that moment because now you're the face of the franchise, Carson Wentz, and then you have to look at this every time you come into work in the morning. A statue of Nick Foles out in front of your home stadium. That's kind of what you built. You got them to the Super Bowl. Yes, Nick Foles finished it off because he was hurt. But imagine being the face of the franchise, being told you're the guy, you're our quarterback, you're our starting quarterback. But then you have to look at the backup that stole all of your credit every morning when you come to work. That's got to play in some psychological aspect for Carson Wentz. This was just, it's not disrespectful. It's just a little disrespectful. It's a little disrespectful, to Carson Wentz. Now, obviously Nick Foles deserves it. You're a backup who, all the pressure is on you now. Hey, we're good. But our quarterback went down. So, you have to start to step it up, but just, it was never the same after this moment for Carson Wentz in Philadelphia. He never really wanted to unite the locker room. He was never kind of a player's quarterback. He never really played for the guys. He was just kind of out there on his own. That's just what I saw from just his body language and what everybody was saying about him around the league in the locker room. The statue in Philadelphia, I think it was a nice driving wedge between Carson Wentz's attitude towards the Philadelphia organization. All right, let's go back to his stats now. Yes, his rookie year. The one thing I do like about Carson Wentz is not a lot of picks. Obviously, his rookie year, 14, and then this year, 15 picks. Obviously, not good. But, the 3 seasons between his rookie year and last season, we got 33 touchdowns, 7 picks, 21 touchdowns, 7 picks, 27 touchdowns, 7 picks. So, folks, we're talking a minimum of 3-1 touchdown to interception ratio, which is really, really good. And look at some of these yards, 3,200, 3,000, 4,000 yards with some decent completion percentages with this. 60%, 69%, 63%. Now, obviously, this year was not a great year. This was kind of the boiling point over for the year for Carson Wentz in Philadelphia. 57% completion percentage, absolutely not good at all. 2,600 yards, absolutely not good at all. I get he only played 12 games because they started Jalen Hurts at the back end of the season. 16 touchdowns, 15 picks is absolutely trash. We're not even close to 2-1. It's 1-1. It's trash. So, yes, Carson Wentz didn't have a great this year, but 2017, 2018, 2019, all pretty good. It's just he can't stay healthy, and that's the other knock with him, unfortunately. So hopefully he gets a new system, new start, new coach, new players, new organization that want him to succeed, that want him to be the guy. There's no backup quarterback on the Colts that is going to overshadow Carson Wentz. At least we don't think. We'll have to see Carson Wentz get injured, and then let's see what happens. But so far, Colts are going to go go all in on Carson Wentz. He's got a nice receiver, nice number one wide receiver in T.Y. Hilton. The running game for the Colts is absolutely magnificent. Nyheim Hines, Jonathan Taylor in that line. Oof, boy, that was really the only reason that Phillip Rivers had really great success last season, and he had real great success. When you look at these stats of Phillip Rivers, it was probably his best season, honestly. 68% completion percentage, 4,100 yard, 24 touchdowns, and 11 picks. So if Phillip Rivers can make this system work, I think Carson Wentz can, because Phillip Rivers throws so many more picks than Carson Wentz does. I mean, look at this. Phillip Rivers has barely had a season where he's thrown under 10 picks. Carson Wentz already had 3 seasons of that. So before, when Carson Wentz was a starter, he had 2 seasons of interceptions below 10, and they were both 9. Everything else, all his other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 other seasons from Phillip Rivers are all 10-plus interceptions. And, folks, we get an 18 interception season. We get a 21 interception season. So, Carson Wentz maybe better than Phillip Rivers? Obviously not right now, because, I mean, we're talking about, 17 years compared to 5 years and 3 of those years healthy. So, but I think Carson Wentz could definitely be serviceable. If Phillip Rivers made it work at the quarterback position in Indianapolis, so can Carson Wentz. He doesn't really turn the ball over. All you guys have to worry about is his health. And, maybe he got all of his injuries out in the front of his career. It could happen. Obviously players get injured. It's hard not to get injured in football. I mean, folks, you're running at each other tens of miles an hour, maybe even 25, the way Tyreek Hill would be running. But yeah, I mean, you just have to worry about the health, but it's a solid line there, solid protection, solid receivers, really solid at everything. They're a plug-and-play quarterback away. Carson Wentz, a fresh start here in Indianapolis, an organization that wants him to be there. He will be the guy, and we'll see what happens. But I think it's a great win for both parties, as I said. Philadelphia can move on, not tied down to Carson Wentz anymore. Carson Wentz doesn't have to be in a kind of a toxic organization. So, and they really didn't even give up that much. A third round this year, that's nothing. That's really worth nothing. I will trade my third round picks for anything. Give me a sandwich, I'll trade you my third round pick. And the conditional 2022, this is where it's going to determine. So we're going to have to wait till next season to really kind of determine who won this trade. Right now, I think it's 50-50, probably 55 in favor of the Colts and 45 in favor of the Eagles of who won this trade. But if the 2022 conditional pick turns out to be a first-round pick, then I think it may be 55% Philadelphia, 45% Indianapolis. But it is real close right now, and I think it's great for both parties involved.